What gives a country its soul? Is it the cities and monuments or the places we overlook? The small towns, the forgotten neighborhoods? I believe it's in those hidden corners. Take Chicken Hill, a little neighborhood in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, in the 1920s and 30s. This isn't a story of grand heroes, but of everyday people. On Chicken Hill, black families from the South lived beside Jewish immigrants from Europe. They were poor, outsiders, looked down on by the rest of the town. But together, they built a vibrant, messy, beautiful community. They shared food, music, troubles, and joys. Life was hard, but it was real. Neighbors knew each other and stood together. The air was filled with the smells of challah and collard greens, the sounds of Yiddish and blues. Chicken Hill wasn't just a neighborhood, it was a living testament to the power of community. Here, belonging wasn't granted by the powerful. It was built, hand in hand. They faced prejudice and closed doors, but found dignity and connection in their shared struggle. On this overlooked patch of American soil, they created their own world, with its own rules and grace. This is where our story begins. At the heart of Chicken Hill stood Moshe Ludlow and his wife Chona. Moshe ran the only theater open to black patrons, dreaming of a more just world. But Chona, disabled by polio, was the soul of the community. She ran the Heaven and Earth grocery store, a sanctuary, not just a store. Chona gave credit to anyone in need, never turning anyone away. For black neighbors, her store was a place of dignity and respect. She saw only people, not color or religion. The store became the community's heart, a town hall, a confessional, a place for comfort. People came for groceries, but stayed for Chona's wisdom and kindness. Moshe and Chona were a team. He fought big battles, she fought daily ones. Their store was a promise. On Chicken Hill, everyone belonged. It was a place of safety and love. Into this world comes Dodo, a deaf orphan, nephew to Nate Timblin, the theater's janitor and a black community elder. When Nate's sister dies, he takes Dodo in. But the state wants to send the boy to Pennhurst, a notorious institution. To the authorities, Dodo is a problem to be hidden away. Nate and the community know Pennhurst means neglect and abuse. They must save him. Moshe and Chona step in, seeing Dodo as a child in need, not a burden. Hiding Dodo is dangerous. Moshe and Chona are Jewish in a town simmering with anti-Semitism. Protecting a black child from white authorities could cost them everything. But for them, it's simply the right thing to do. They risk it all, relying on the trust they've built in the community. This act of bravery sets off a chain of events, exposing secrets and testing loyalties. The fight for Dodo becomes a fight for the soul of Chicken Hill. It's a story of solidarity, of a community standing together against hate, and it all begins with one small boy. Protecting Dodo exposes the town's darkest truths: racism, corruption, and cruelty. The doctor pushing for Dodo's institutionalization is driven by eugenics, seeing him as unfit to exist. The local clan's influence reaches into the town's leadership. The fight for Dodo becomes a fight against a rotten system. Racism and anti-Semitism are tools of division, but on Chicken Hill, the communities unite. Saving Dodo forces them to rely on each other, deepening their bonds. Their quiet rebellion is a powerful stand against injustice. We see cowardice in those upholding the system, and courage in those who defy it. Nate uses his wisdom to protect Dodo. Chona's moral compass never wavers. Moshe faces hard choices that will haunt him. Dodo's story mirrors America's broken promises of freedom and equality, but it also shows the power of resistance and solidarity. The fight for one boy's future becomes a fight for the community's soul. The story begins in 1972 with a skeleton found in an old well. This mystery connects the past to the present, forcing us to confront buried secrets. The novel reflects on America's complicated history, its pain, injustice, and resilience. It celebrates the beauty and humor found even in struggle. James McBride brings these characters to life, making their voices unforgettable. The Heaven and Earth grocery store is more than a summary of events. It's about memory and who gets remembered. Chicken Hill's people, black families, Jewish immigrants, are often left out of history. But their stories matter most. They reveal the true character of our nation. The novel's message is clear. The most important truths are found in overlooked places. The forgotten people and hidden neighborhoods hold the keys to who we are. This is a celebration of community and quiet heroism. It reminds us that seeing each other's humanity is the most powerful force in the world. And that's a story that stays with you long after the final page.